across the nation, presenting you with unique stories and conversations from across the country. We're always discussing things like working in the trades, sciences, and of course, art. But there's a lot more involved as well. So make sure to listen in. And it's all brought to you by Dynamic Green Products, DGP, bio-based, zero compromise.
All right, welcome everybody. We are back with another exciting installment for the DGP Slick Minute for you here at the beautiful Ohio, I was going to say valley, but I don't know, is this a valley?
It's pretty flat.
It's pretty flat.
At least compared to the West Coast.
Here in Ohio at the Paul Bunyan Show. We're finishing up the weekend and thankfully have a moment with Matt, who's been so busy with his showing everybody about his machine. He's been in our booth with us all weekend, and with T&S Manufacturing out of Oregon, which is home to me, one of my haunts that I used to live in. So I miss it all the time as far as the coast. The Oregon coast is so beautiful, so yes. Beautiful. But talking with Matt today about their machine here, and I will kind of let Matt talk about it a bit. But first, before we get into the sharpener here, I want to talk to you a little bit about your background and how you came from wherever it was in the world of logging, obviously, and running around the trees with your dad, to this machine that you both built together. But take us through that a little bit. How, growing up in Oregon and other areas, and being in the timber industry, to the creation of this device with your father.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, it's been kind of a long journey. We actually started off in Montana. I was born there, and my dad and my mom had moved there in the early 70s so my dad could cut wood. And so he became a full timber faller there, had a few businesses, his own yard. He used a Cat D6 for skidding logs. Partnered up, had a couple small sawmills. So, yeah, I spent a lot of time going through the woods with my dad, and then I just take off and run around all day while he's, of course, off cutting timber. You show up around lunchtime, so you get your food, and then you're back off into the woods.
Right.
But that's kind of the way it was growing up, riding on the cattle lot, learning how to set chokers, just those kind of things. Eventually, we left Montana in the late 80s. The economic issues in Montana at that time, spotted owl. Mm-hmm. And so we moved to southern Oregon in order so my dad can continue working. So we moved around. We lived in Greenview, little town, actually a little smaller town outside of there in Northern California, Lakeview, Oregon, Florence, Oregon, Klamath Falls, and just again chasing the woods. So
sure.
It's been a part of our life for a long time. I've had family that worked in the woods, cousins that works in the woods. So it's always been part of that. But in the early 90s, or about mid-90s, I moved to Arizona, got married down there and got a degree. And I was in the swimming pool industry, which seems, people in the north are like, you have to be really rich to have a vinyl pool or something. But down there, it's everywhere. So
yeah, you have to have
equipment.
One.
Yes, exactly. So I spent designing products for the swimming pool industry. Eventually decided to return to Oregon and got hired at a mill. At the position was kind of like a shift supervisor and quality control. So just doing testing on wood siding. And they had another plant too, a particle board plant, so they also had me go over there on occasion just to do testing. But I got to design a new type of siding, which was really fun.
Nice.
That was kind of a cool deal. I moved on from there into the carpet cleaning industry, or cleaning industry in general. So a lot of stainless steel, sheet metal, laser cutting, welding, bending, CNC machining. And during that time, our friend Bob Smith, Bob has been in the Klamath Falls, Oregon area for a long time, was doing contracting, and then he started a supply business. But eventually he came around and he said, hey, nobody's building a dedicated 3/4 pitch grinder anymore. And so he was like, you guys got to do this, you guys got to do this. And so my dad, being a logger for over 30 years, and then with my manufacturing background, I'm like, yeah, I think we can do this. So we just started working away on a 3/4 grinder. But along the way there, we realized that we could actually make that 3/4 grinder also grind like 404 processor chain and 3/8. And that seemed kind of funny at the time, but now we even have customers asking for a 50 gauge chain. And so we designed a rail. It's all interchangeable, so people can go from one to the other. And so we actually officially launched in early 2018 and just been focused on that grinder. But for a long time, we've wanted to build a chisel grinder because there's been some other machines out there in the past that have stood the test of time. They're not bad machines, and some are fabulous. People won't let go of them at all, and they just hang on to them forever. But for all these decades, nothing really has happened, and so I just had all these ideas in my head. My dad, was thinking, we talk about these things, what it needed, what it didn't need, what we think would work. And so we just started in the process. It was kind of a long process, but so about a year and a half ago, we finally got one out on the market, which is the CZ223.
Nice. Yeah, and this is the one but right here in front of us here on the table is the machine you're talking about. Obviously, we've dropped it down quite a bit to be able to fit into the screenshot. It's normally be higher, but now. So speaking of that, though, I know a lot of folks they're doing this number when they're working on chains and things.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot higher. Yours sits, even when it is at the what you would call the proper height for this one. You can sit in a chair and use it, right?
Yeah, just because of the size of the machine, the way it's configured, we actually like to keep it lower. Just keep it more stable. So a lot of times we sit. But if you're getting to the point with like me where I'm supposed to have bifocals, I'm too proud to go down that route yet. But so I like to be able to sit, and then I can get my eye level right there with the machine and be able to watch the corner of the chain. And same thing on the other side. I'll pivot to the other side and do the same thing. So yeah, it's with this machine, we've definitely had it in mind for more sitting. Mm-hmm. We had a customer come by, and he stood over and did his grinding. Anybody.
But it works for both,
yeah.
It's whichever way you prefer. Yeah.
But the stand and everything is really set up more for sitting.
Now, as far as ease of use, I know it comes out of the box, ready to go. Well, obviously you have to slight assembly included, but once you get going, I mean, how easy / difficult is it? Intuitive, for someone who's familiar with sharpening, I should say.
It's kind of right now what we're finding is a lot of people have experience with the Symington or a Sylvie chain grinder from the past, and maybe even a Nielsen, and so they think it's going to be the same or real similar. Well, the effect on the chain that's the same thing we're going for, but the way the machine moves and the way the stops work, we can see sometimes it's a little challenge for people to get over the habit of trying to, like with a swing arm, trying to move it up or down or trying to line it into that corner rather than just being gentle and letting the stops and the linear rails do the work for you. And so that motion and just kind of being gentle is a new way to do it. So there's definitely some differences.
Well, it sounds like it's a little more. It's designed more to have you let the machine do the work for you.
Absolutely,
rather than forcing, because the other machines tend to, like you said, you have a little bit more movement in them, and it's more about kind of force and tweaking. Whereas this one, it's already set. You just got to kind of glide with it, right?
Yes, exactly. We're trying to take as much movement and variability out of the equation that we can. And so in a lot of ways, if you're comfortable with that, using the stops, it's going to be easy. But if you're trying to move it in a way that it doesn't want to move, it's going to be a bit frustrating because you're expecting it to move or be able to. And so, where we want to take as much variability out of the equation as we can, and then use adjustments to bring the chain into the stone into the right position. And we're working on that. We're trying to develop better videos and better instructions for our customers so that they can see this is how I adjust to either bring my side plate forward or side plate back. To if you're getting a beak, what can you adjust to bring that out? And so you can sit there and turn the adjustment. You can actually watch your beak disappear as you're grinding. So those, in that sense, once you get the feel for that, I think it's going to be a lot easier. And so it's just, I kind of encourage people, hey, take 3-4 chains and just play with it, work with it, and be able to get comfortable with the way it moves instead of other chain grinders out there.
Sure. Well, and something that I noticed right off the bat was how quiet it is. And I had mentioned that to you when after we had first met, when you heard their show. I was I was expecting to have that noise happening on the side, and I really didn't hear it. The first time I heard it was when you were doing a grind, but it was just a quick little noise. It wasn't like you were in a shop somewhere and someone was grinding on something literally, and that was something that I noticed, that you don't even notice the machine is on, really.
Yeah, there's times I've been working and doing something, and I kind of hear something. I'm like, oh man, it's still running. I have to turn it off. But yeah, we use DC motors on these, and we went with them because now we can adjust the speed. But they're also very quiet, and they just don't make a lot of noise. And so, and with grinding too, you have probably a similar noise to what you're used to grinding when you're actually grinding on the stone. But the motor itself, the machine, you're not going to hear very much.
Well, and this machine in particular, other than you said the motor and the light is outsourced, correct?
Yes.
But all the other things that folks are seeing in this frame here, that's all machined and milled by you guys, right?
Yes, every machine component you see there, that is made by us. I mean, the knobs are made by us. The boxes, the stands, the rails, all those components are made by us. And so we do buy the actual rail. We buy them from an American company. And with replaceable bearings in there, those are also, we buy them from the same company. So,
sure.
On the plus side, when people call us and they ask us a question or something, you're going to talk to my dad with all his logging and knowledge and experience, or you're going to talk to me, and we know exactly what you're talking about. We can say, absolutely, this is how that part should be, or how this part shouldn't be. All that kind of information, you're not going to talk to,
right, a third party
else.
that doesn't really know, and they're looking at a schematic trying to figure it out themselves. Yeah.
Yeah, and we try to be very accessible to our customers too. We want them to succeed. We know how hard logging can be, or just being a follower or cutter, and we really want to be there for people. We love talking with people, and helping them through this process. So if everything's going really good on the machines, I'm really happy to help people. If it's going real bad, I'll turn you over to my dad. No.
Yeah. Pass it along.
Exactly.
Folks,
He's not here at the second, so I can.
So with the machine, so it ships out from Oregon, where you guys are making it.
Yes, we actually have come into an agreement with Bailey's, and Bailey's Online. They have just treated us so well over the years. Our first grinder, the CS118, they saw that and they're like, absolutely, we want to add it to our product line.
Nice.
And they've just, Nick Bailey, Sam Bailey, their entire crew, everybody there has just been so kind. So we went ahead and said yes. Because they have supported us so much. So
that's an exclusive deal that you have with them, as far as if someone's looking for it, they're going to want to go through Bailey's for it.
Absolutely. Yep. But, with questions both before and after the purchase, call us. We'll take care of it. And we have a pretty simple warranty, is if something isn't right or something happens, let us know. We'll replace it. That's about it. If it's a break or it's wrong or something for some reason like that, and it shouldn't be, then we will replace it.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And if something else happens, we had one fall out of a truck not too long ago, and so the control got a little banged up, but he sent it to us. We put a new control in there, and we got it back to him. We didn't charge him a fortune.
Just a nominal fee to replace the part. Yeah. So, no, that's awesome. It's great customer service, and and a good friend. And you're with Bailey's. So that's a well-known company as well.
Mm-hmm.
People can trust. I know. I mean, the name is literally Bailey's is on the side of the box there for it. And you're shipping in the talks that we've had. As you have shipped internationally. You've had some international sales as well.
Yes, we were really excited. We got our first international sale. Bailey's actually sent the machine to Austria, and then most recently, a company from Norway purchased 4 of the machines, and so we finally got them over there. Kind of the neat thing about it is the machine itself doesn't really change. We just actually put in a different model of the control so that we can run on the 220 volt system,
right,
50 hertz.
That does make sense.
Yeah,
you got to have a little bit of different power source.
Yeah. And we changed the plug too, of course, for a European style plug. But I mean, externally, other than that, the machine's exactly the same.
Runs the exact same. That's awesome. And you have and this one is, you also have the other grinder as well, the other sharpener.
Yes, our CS118, that was the first chain grinder we made, primarily for the harvester chain, the 3/4 pitch, the really big stuff. That one, it has the exact same control, motor, light, all those kind of things are the same. And just like this one, we build nearly every component on there. And so that one is available. We've had that one out since 2018. Yeah, we started actually Smith's Logging Supply, which is in Klamath Falls, was our first dealer because of Bob Smith. And then Matson's. And then it's kind of funny, we actually met Nick Bailey through Sam Madsen. So even though they're both on either side of Oregon, but really just wonderful people. And we think the world of Sam Madsen. He was just very kind to us, and the same with Nick and Sam Bailey.
Awesome. That's it. Well, it always, when you have those good connections and you can really promote each other and help each other through, that's really what it comes down to. That's what it should be.
Yeah.
People helping people.
That and I have to say that is the logging industry. It really is that way. People are just genuinely kind, and they're helpful. I know we'll talk about DGP, but just Sam didn't have to help us, and he didn't have to introduce us to one of his top competitors. But yeah, it really is. It's like, hey, we all need to work. We all need to make a living, but hey, let's help each other.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, and speaking of DGP, so how did that part happen? How did you go from all these other things, and then you've got this machine, and then suddenly DGP enters the mix?
Originally, we were having some conversations with some people down at Bailey's. We would go down to demo days. Bailey has once a year. And one of the people I got to meet had done a lot of production chain sharpening. And he was really saying, you got to clean your chain, And so, we understood the reasons why. And so he said, hey, you need to find this oil or this cleaner. And it's all like biodegradable and natural. So I went off and looked for it, and I found the company, but I couldn't get anywhere. Looked online, and there was none of it for sale anywhere. It was still listed, but it was all sold out. So that kind of feels that I was a little frustrated because I thought, having something natural that's not going to be all nasty. Let's face it, if you're an old timer, you're washing your chain in gasoline or diesel, when they got really bad. So to be able to step away from that, but I wasn't getting anywhere, so it was kind of frustrating. And then Jeanette at DGP had reached out to me about a chain grinder for Jason Lentz. Mm-hmm. And so Jason and I had we were playing phone tag, so she stepped in. She said, we'd like to do this. And I was like, oh, okay, but that's really cool. But I just happen to when somebody messages me, I like to look up their company and see what they're about. And I'm like, oh my goodness, man! you guys have a biodegradable cleaners and oils,
right?
And that just hit into spark there. And we got talking. We got to talk with Scott and Jeanette. They've just been fantastic and kind, supportive. And so that really kicked it off. We finally got a chain grinder over to Jason, and we're going to be working on a few little tweaks for his racing chain. So that's really exciting.
That'd be great.
I'm hoping we're going to keep working with it, try to see how it just really work on the what they call 404 high tooth, and it's just for the hot sauce.
Yeah. And
so we're looking forward to that. But Scott was kind enough. He's like, hey, do you want to come join us in our booth at the Paul Bunyan show? And we're, I look at it and it's like, it's just me and my dad. We're not a big company. We're not really anybody important. And so I was just like, wow, thank you so much. And so we said yes, started planning, and got here, and it's just been fantastic. Got to meet you and other people. And yeah, it's been really nice to be able to get back here because we are getting more customers in the East. Mm-hmm. And we want to help people learn about square grinding in general, but be able to introduce tools that will help them grind a square chain, because one of the biggest benefits is that it cuts faster.
Yeah.
You can cut more in the same time, so time is money.
And less wear on the machine. I mean, all the things.
Yeah, it's a really good chain. One of the hardest things is the sharpening. And so we have a new CBN wheel, which is kind of like a diamond wheel. Mm-hmm. but we've set the angles on that. And so that's another tool that we're going to put out there. We're going to try to have some versions of it depending on what your cutting conditions are versus, soft woods versus a dense wood or maybe even a frozen wood. So we're getting that out there. But that's how we connected with DGP and Scott. And we are excited because I want to start sharing the cleaner with people that want to clean their chains. We also, after you clean them, be able to put on a light oil, be able to put that on the chain. And a lot of people don't. A lot of people maybe not do this, and of course it's up to them. But sure. What happens is all the bar oil and the grease, just the mess you get on your bar while you're cutting all day, and when you get that into your stone, it plugs up the grit on the stone, decreases the removal of material, but also increases the heat, and so it's just not good on
not
the
good
stone.
All around.
So, but it takes an extra effort to go through that and clean your chain up. But
sure.
So we're looking at that, and then as I'm looking at other things that DGP has for different industries, we have CNC machinery. So like the lube for our hydraulic chuck, or even my vise, my machinist vise. Just got those kinds of tools. Their bar oil. I was getting ready to test it, and the bar oil before we came out here. And I still want to.
Yeah,
definitely
have to make that happen.
Yeah, we're running my dad's old Husky and cut some firewood. But the more I'm looking at the stuff, I'm just like, okay, this is actually really good stuff. As I told you earlier, when somebody says, "Hey, this is all natural," or "This is natural and biodegradable, comes from soy," my first thought is, okay, it costs twice as much and works half as good. Mm-hmm. But as I've been watching this, and as we actually took the cleaner, and when I first got it, I walked around the shop squirting stuff. And I'm like, the size of the milling machine, squirt. And then we took a really nasty, rusty chain. We just set it in a bowl, put the cleaner in there, and it worked. It worked really well, and we were shocked. And so, as I'm listening and learning, I've been listening to him talk about the temperature on the bar itself. Mm-hmm. And I never even really thought about the flash temperature of bar oil.
Yeah.
Versus what you guys have, and you're just so much higher. It makes sense, cooler running temperatures. I mean, if anybody's not had oil on their bar, they know real soon because that chain starts tightening up. And so those kind of things.
Yeah, take a grab in the bar with a bare hand.
Yeah, things get hot really fast.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing a product that it is a premium product, but it actually works, and it's fantastic. And then, just who DGP is, who Scott is, the team is. I mean, we're really appreciative of what DGP is doing for us, just their support and having us out here, and we want to return that. And so we really want our customers to get to know you guys. And so, as small businesses, mm-hmm. We're not giant corporations, we can support each other in this industry.
No, absolutely. And we've loved having you out and being able to be a part of this. It's great having this group of people that are all combined, and we really appreciate you taking the time out, especially flying all the way across the country to be here with us over the weekend, and we're looking forward to more things in the future for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you so much for having us out. It's been an actual privilege, and we've loved meeting all the people you mentioned, and everybody's just so cool. But the people even here in Ohio, everybody we've met, all the restaurants we go to, it's like people are so nice. And it's been a real fantastic trip. I miss my wife and our little dog, so I'm ready to get back home.
Yeah, time to get back home.
Looking forward to we're already thinking, we're coming back next year.
Awesome.
So hopefully we'll have some more tools too.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it and looking for everything you guys bring on that journey. But and if they are interested in more information about your machinery, how do they find it?
You can go to our website, which is TANDSMFG.com. And most of our social media handle is at TANDSMFG.com, or not the .com. Or they can call our office at 541-273-7581.
Perfect. Yeah, make it happen, people. Make it happen, because their machinery is awesome. I've been watching people oogle it and and everything else over the weekend, and it's got a lot of. It looked like there was a lot of positive feedback on it, and you sold a couple of machines already this weekend. So kudos to that as well. So thank you everybody for watching, listening, and all the other things on this Slick Minute, and we'll be back with more. So stay tuned.